Welcome to Module 8.4. In this lecture video, let me formally introduce multiplying and dividing with real numbers. All right, so I kind of mentioned multiplying and dividing a little bit in our previous two modules where whenever you identify a term and that term has two different signs, maybe like a negative number, and we say that there is a 1 times between the plus sign and the parenthesis or minus sign and the parenthesis. Okay, so this is what's going on. So when it comes to multiplying and dividing, it's only considered as one term. Okay, if I have a negative number, all right, times or divides another positive number, okay, then my answer is always going to be positive. All right, so remember now, multiplying dividing is only one term. So the rules for multiplying dividing is different than adding and subtracting involving with the negatives. Okay, make sure we understand that. So you got to be very aware whether you are adding, subtracting versus you are multiplying, dividing. Okay, the symbol is all the same, but the way how we say it is slightly different. So if you can distinguish what you are doing at any given time, multiply, divide versus add and subtract, then you're not gonna mix the rules together. So if I ever take a positive number, times it, or divides another negative number, oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to say positive here. My answer is negative here. Negative times or divides a positive is negative answer. Positive times or divides a negative is actually a negative answer. If I ever take a positive number, times it, or divides another positive number, okay, I purposely saying number here because everything is here is only one term. So my answer will be positive. So if I take a negative number, times it, or divides another negative number, my answer will always be positive. Okay, so I normally do not say negative makes a positive because that's kind of confusing when it comes to maybe if I have a problem that is -2 minus 4. Well, you see, that's not multiplying. That's actually combining two terms here. So negative term combined with another negative term. Since the two terms are the same sign, we will add, but my answer is still got to be -6. So I don't like to say negative makes a positive. I will purposely say negative times it or divides. I will purposely say in the operation, okay, when it comes to a negative number times or divides another negative number, I will purposely say in the operation, so we're not going to get confused. All right. So we mentioned different ways of writing out multiplication while back in module 1. So again, the purpose of all these parentheses that you see is to trying to indicating there is a negative number inside of it. Okay. For example, this one, the -2 times 17, I could have write this as -2 times 17 without the parenthesis as well. Still going to give you the same answer. So -2 times positive 17, that should give me -34. All right, negative number times a positive is a negative answer. 2 times 17 is 34. The one here on the left, -3 times a -2. So negative times a negative give me a positive answer. 3 times 2 would be 6. All right, so multiplication, I can still use our associative property, just like we did back in module 1. So if I have 3 numbers need to be multiplied, we can say -5 times -3. I'm going to multiply those two first, which will give me a positive 15. Then I'm going to take my positive 15, multiply the 4 in the middle, so that will give me positive 60. 15 times 4 is just 60. All right, let's try some with division. Real easy, same rule. If I ever got a positive number divided by a negative, my answer will be negative. 56 divided by 4, I think it can go into about 14 times. So when you do a long division, 4 going to 5 one time, subtract is 1, bring down to 6, 4 going to 16 4 times. But my answer is negative because I'm taking a positive divided by a negative. So again, positive 24 divided by negative 8 will be negative 3. All right. Let's try some division with fractions. So same thing, just like we done back in module 2, except now I'm dealing with negative numbers. So tell you what, I'm going to take care of my signs first. If I take a positive number divided by a negative, my answer will be negative. Okay, so I know my final answer will be negative. So now so here I'm not going to write my negative sign again. I'm just going to write down what I need to do. So division of a fraction means times the reciprocal. So the 5 means 5 over 1. Now we'll times the reciprocal, 11 over 6. So why don't I write the 6 as negative? Because I already determined my answer will be negative. So here I'm just going to try to reduce and multiply, which I don't think I can reduce 5 and 11 with 6. So multiply side by side. My answer should be negative 55 over 6. Okay. All right, try this one here. A negative number divided by a negative, my final answer will be positive. So I'm not even worried about these two negative signs anymore because I already took care of it. So again, division of a fraction means times the reciprocal. So that's 25 over 2 times the reciprocal, 3 over 20. So when we multiply in fraction, we reduce top number with the bottom number. I can reduce 25 and 20 by 5. That leaves me with 5 on top, 4 in the bottom. So now 5 and 3 cannot reduce with 2 and 4. So once I multiply them, my answer will be positive 15 over 2 times 4 is 8. All right. So the more you practice on this, okay, the easier it becomes. So just remember, when you're multiplying, okay, it's one set of rule, which is different than when you are adding and subtracting, because multiplying, dividing is only considered as one term. All right, we talk about average or mean in several occasions already. So this particular example on your homework is, again, find the average where we got to add them all up divided by so many we add. So now we're just involving a little bit with the negatives. So we're supposed to add them all up, but I'm not going to write plus a negative. I'm just going to write all these terms together. So basically this problem is negative 5 combined with positive 91 minus 52 combined with negative 52 combined with positive 42 and combined with negative 41. So I'm not purposely writing a plus and negative here because I want to make, I know every term can only have one sign. So I'm going to combine all these terms up top before I will divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me do this here on the side real quick. So the way I like to do this problem like this by hand is combine all my positive term together and then combine all my negative term together and then combine them again. So 91 plus 42, that will be 133, I believe. All right. Negative 5 combined with negative 52. Term with the same sign we add, so that's negative 57. And combined with negative 41. Term with the same sign we add again. So all the negative term combined together is going to be negative 98. So I have a positive 133 and the negative 98 being combined. So basically, my numerator now, or my top, is just 133 minus 98. 13 is 5, that's 12 minus 8 is 3. So this is basically just become 35 over 5, or 35 divided by 5, which means my average will be 7. Okay, that's all it is to it. All right, just make sure you can separate the rules from multiplying, dividing versus add and subtract. All right, that will conclude this lecture video. Thank you for watching.